One thing that I would just want to make really, really clear is those of you hustling, dying at your desk, exhausted, the exact reason for that stress and that lack of consistency in your business is the reason that there's not rise in sales. It is just not, it's not a millionaire mindset. It's not a recipe for a millionaire. A millionaire is not exhausted. So let's dive in. For today's topic, I want to talk about simplifying your CEO schedule. How can you thrive in business and how can you thrive in life at the same time? And what I want you guys to ask yourself as I go through these points is, how will you be a better CEO of your desk? Because at the end of the day, you are the CEO of your desk. When you choose to run a business, you become a CEO. You become a business owner. And when you do that, there's no one else that's getting the results for you. Right? It's not like a 9-to-5 job where you come in, they give you your tasks, they tell you what you need to get done, you clock in, you do them, you clock out, you get a paycheck. That's a job. A business, you're doing that. The marketing, the sales, the promoting, the conversations, the list building, the growth, you're doing everything. And that's where you need to learn how to become a CEO of your desk. Because if you don't, you'll work 80, 90 hours a week and you may or may not even hit your goals, right? So when it comes to having a successful business and also a successful life, guys, it's going to come down to your time management. The funny thing is so many people will come to us and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing all these things and I'm multitasking. I am never going to applaud you for being a multitasker. There's nothing sexy about multitasking. It's super disorganized. It's so chaotic and it's not even efficient, right? It's not even something I think is awesome. I actually don't like seeing you guys being hustlers and multitaskers. It is not efficient at all, okay? And anyone that is multitasking, like you're running around doing a million things at once, you're mastering nothing and you're overworking harder than anybody else for very, very little result. And so I'm never, ever impressed when people are like, I am doing a million things. And like, I'm never impressed with that. I'm like, how much money did you make today? Because none of it matters if there's no new money in the bank. I don't care how hard you work. I don't care how much like boxes you check. How much money did you make today that hit your bank account? That's what I care about. And so at the end of the day, if the dollar signs in your bank are not rising, then what you're doing is kind of irrelevant. In my opinion, I don't think it matters. So we have to really be looking at how we're managing our time, because every one of you have the same amount of time here. We all have the same amount of time as Oprah, Tony Robbins, Gabrielle Bernstein, whoever you look up to. We all have the same time in a day. The difference is everyone's using it differently. So one thing that I would just want to make really, really clear is those of you hustling, dying at your desk, exhausted, the exact reason for that stress and that lack of consistency in your business is the reason that there's not rise in sales. It's not a millionaire mindset. It's not a recipe for a millionaire. A millionaire is not exhausted. I'm not exhausted. I want to be so clear. I'm not exhausted. I'm not burnt out. I'm not stressed out. I'm not struggling financially. I'm not working 80 hours a week. I don't even work 30 hours a week. I don't barely work 20. I'm not burning both ends of the candle. I'm not doing a lot of things. Do you guys understand? I'm not doing a lot of stuff. I want you to understand I am a millionaire who's not any of those things. There's a reason for that. There's a method behind that madness. I'm not hustling. I work hard. I don't hustle. I think there's a big difference. I do not hustle. I work hard. I am impeccable with my time management. Everything I do, I ask myself, is that putting dollars and cents in my bank today? If it's not, I don't need to be doing it. I don't have time to do it if it's not putting dollars and cents in my bank account today. And everything that I do decide to do, I also ask myself, is this the fastest, easiest way to get there? Is it the path of least resistance? Because the other thing is that you guys might be working on some of the right activities. You might be thinking right now, oh, I'm definitely doing some of the activities that put dollars, cents in the bank. That might be true, but are you doing them in the most efficient way? Are you doing those activities in the fastest, easiest way, the path of least resistance? Or is there an easier, faster way you could get that done? I'm always asking myself because I want to get in and out in 4 hours a day. I'm not getting in and out of anything in that amount of time if what I'm doing takes 4 hours alone. If I'm saying I want to generate a new $10,000 sale today, if I'm saying I want to do that before the close of the business day, and then I'm like, let me create some Canva images and let me throw together a sales page. I'm going to fancy up this and let me create the modules and let me create the actual material that nobody's paid me for yet. Let me do all this stuff. That is not the fastest, easiest way to get there. That is not the path of least resistance. If I have to have 50 steps, listen, if you look at you are here, here's the sale, right? We look at it here. You're here, this is the sale. What are you doing here to get here? If it is 15 steps, can you shrink it down to 2? Why are there so many steps between you and the sale? Why are there so many steps between you and the sale you're trying to get? I'm always looking at shortening that span. I want to collapse the time a conversion takes. I don't want to do 15 steps to get to a freaking sale. I don't want to spend 4 hours trying to generate one sale. It's not efficient, right? When we look at cash injections, this is what I'm talking about. When we look at cash injections, one of our clients came in and did $10,000 cash collected in 1 week. She wasn't doing that on her own. In 1 week, she generated $10,000. What would each of you do right now in 1 week with an extra $10,000 cash collect? That is awesome. That is very normal. My clients who come in and just do what we tell them, those are the results they get. I want you guys to see that because I want you to understand that you're probably the reason that there's a big gap between you and your sales. Not just the amount of sales you want, but the time it's taken you to get there. You're putting barriers between it. And every barrier you put between it, you've got to get through. And all of those getting throughs are taking you a lifetime. So you need to eliminate the barrier. You need to eliminate what is between you and that sale or that goal. You need to shrink it down to the least amount of steps as possible, the least amount of time. That gets you there faster. That's the entire point behind cash injections, by the way. Any human who ever wants to bring an influx of cash collected in the door, you should be doing cash injections. And I'm going to say that you're a fool if you're not doing it. You're a fool. If you want to make more money and you're not doing that, it's so silly. It doesn't make sense to me. So again, a lot of what we teach you in this program, you guys, is very sustainable and repeatable, right? I'm not teaching you a trend. We're not teaching you TikTok. I'm not teaching you Instagram Reels. We're not teaching you Facebook ads. We are literally building sales skill. And I understand that with that comes a lot of mindset stuff. It's a huge learning process, which is why this program is not 2 months, correct? But I want you guys to understand, we are also breaking the steps for you down into the simplest forms possible. But you guys are complicating it, right? You're complicating it. You're complicating the process of getting from A to Z. And here's the thing, I get it. Some of you are overthinkers. Some of you are perfectionists. Some of you are procrastinators. You overthink the details, and this paralyzes your movement. So what does it do? It slows you down. It slows you down so that the goals, they're not unattainable. They're just so far out. And that's because you are slowing yourself down, okay? Part of cash injections, you guys, is the speed in which you just do it. It's the speed of moving imperfectly. Don't even think about it. These people that have just joined the program are doing 10 plus K already. And we're telling them, stop thinking about it. Don't even think. No, don't think. No thinking. Just do. Just do. And they're taking super scared, imperfect action so fast. And sales are just boom, 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 boom. That's the point. Success requires speed. The speed in which you move and make decisions and take action is dependent on what your dollars and cents look like in your bank, right? So I want you guys to be thinking about that.